Net Multi-Platform App UI is a cross-platform framework from Microsoft for building cross-platform UI applications that target Windows, macOS, iOS, and Android. Using .NET MAUI, you can develop rich, interactive native UI applications that can run on Android, iOS, macOS, and Windows from a single shared codebase. You write an application in a .NET language like C#, F#, or VB.NET, and it runs without any changes on any of the target platforms. UI can be defined in either XAML or any .NET language. Build philosophy of a .NET MAUI application. To create a multi-platform app UI, you will need Visual Studio 2022 version 7.3 or greater. During the installation process, you need to make sure that you have selected the option .NET Multi-Platform App UI Development. Open Visual Studio 2022 and select Create New Project option. From the Create a New Project window, search for MAUI in the Project Template drop-down. Select the .NET MAUI App template and click on Next and enter the name of the project. Now let's try to build the application by right-clicking on the Solution Explorer. It will show us the Android SDK license. We have to accept the license. So click on the Accept. And it will build the application. So the project build succeeded. Let's try to run the application in an Android emulator by selecting Android emulator from the drop-down list as shown here. It will prompt us to select the Android SDK ARM DBT license. We have to select the Accept button. It will ask us to select a default Android device. So it's trying to download the necessary device settings. Give it a couple of minutes. Now click on the Start. Now, since the Hyper-V feature was not properly enabled on my Windows machine, I will have to install the Hyper-V features. Now search Turn Windows feature on or off from the Windows search bar and select the Hyper-V options. And click on OK. This will install the necessary Hyper-V functionality. In order for this changes to come into effect, you will need to restart your Windows. Now, after restarting the Windows and opening the project in Visual Studio, it will show the following output in the deployment window as shown in the screen. Now let's deploy this in the Pixel 5 emulator by selecting on the Pixel 5 API 31. This will start the build process again. Successful deployment of the application will result in the screen as shown. If you click on the Click Me button, it will show the number of times it is clicked. So we have successfully deployed the first MAUI application to an Android emulator. In the next lesson, we will see how it can be deployed to a macOS.